Hooked by Nir Eyal. Creating products that captivate users and keep them coming back is not luck. It is the result of a deliberate, repeatable process. Nir Eyal's Hooked reveals the psychology behind habit-forming products, offering a four-step model that businesses can use to create lasting engagement. Eyal breaks down the mechanisms that successful companies like Facebook, Instagram, and Netflix use to build products that become indispensable to users' lives. This book is not just for product designers or marketers, it is for anyone seeking to understand how habits shape behavior and how to design products that thrive in today's attention economy. Hooked equips you with the tools to design products that people love, while also challenging you to consider the ethical implications of influencing user behavior. Lesson 1. Understand the hook model. The key to creating habit-forming products lies in understanding and implementing the hook model, a framework that drives user engagement through a seamless, repetitive cycle of trigger, action, reward, and investment. Nir Eyal explains that products like Instagram achieve their stickiness by embedding these steps into their design, making them an integral part of users' daily routines. For example, Instagram uses external triggers, such as notifications, to prompt users to open the app. Once inside, users take action, scrolling, posting, or liking content, motivated by the anticipation of social rewards such as likes, comments, and followers. This positive reinforcement keeps users engaged while encouraging them to invest further by creating and sharing their own content. The more users invest, the more they feel compelled to return, completing the loop and deepening their engagement. This approach mirrors the insights of Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habit, where the habit loop, cue, routine, reward, forms the foundation of human behavior. Both frameworks highlight the power of triggers and rewards in shaping habits, whether in personal routines or product interactions. While Duhigg focuses on individual habits, Eyal's hook model demonstrates how businesses can design products that tap into these natural tendencies, turning one-time users into loyal, habitual customers. Triggers are the first step in the hook model, and they come in two forms, external and internal. External triggers, such as notifications, emails, or advertisements, prompt users to take action. These are often the starting point for new users, introducing them to the product and encouraging them to engage. Over time, as users become more familiar with the product, internal triggers take precedence. Internal triggers are emotional or situational cues, such as boredom, stress, or a need for connection, that remind users to return to the product without any external prompt. Instagram exemplifies this shift, as users often open the app out of habit when they feel bored or want a distraction, reinforcing the cycle of engagement. The second step, action, focuses on the behavior the user takes in response to the trigger. Eyal emphasizes that successful products minimize friction, making the desired action as effortless as possible. For Instagram, this means a user-friendly interface where scrolling, liking, and posting take just seconds. According to B.J. Fogg's behavior model, behavior occurs when motivation, ability, and a trigger converge. By ensuring the action is easy and immediately rewarding, Instagram and similar platforms increase the likelihood of repeated use. Rewards are the third and arguably most critical step in the hook model. These rewards must be variable to maintain user interest. Variable rewards tap into the brain's dopamine system, which thrives on unpredictability and novelty. For example, Instagram's feed offers an endless scroll of diverse content, ensuring users never know what they'll see next. The likes and comments users receive on their posts also act as variable rewards, providing social validation that keeps them coming back. This aligns with Duhigg's concept of the reward in the habit loop, which reinforces the behavior and encourages repetition. The final step, investment, is where users contribute something of value to the product, whether through time, effort, or data. This step is crucial because it creates a sense of ownership and commitment, making users more likely to return. On Instagram, investment occurs when users post photos, engage with others, or curate their profiles. These actions not only enhance the platform's value for the user, but also strengthen their emotional connection to it. The more they invest, the harder it becomes to leave, as their contributions represent time and effort they don't want to lose. Designing habit-forming products requires embedding these 4 steps: trigger, action, reward, and investment into the user experience. Every feature must guide users through this cycle, ensuring that the product becomes an indispensable part of their routine. For instance, Netflix uses the hook model by sending reminders about new episodes, trigger, making it easy to stream content instantly, action, delivering the entertainment users crave, reward, and encouraging them to rate shows or add items to their watch list, investment. This seamless integration keeps users engaged and loyal over time. The power of the hook model lies in its ability to create habits that feel natural and effortless. However, Eyal emphasizes that businesses must use this framework ethically. Habit-forming products should enhance users' lives rather than exploit their vulnerabilities. Instagram, for example, succeeds because it fulfills users' desires for connection and creativity. Ethical design ensures that the hook model builds positive habits, fostering trust and long-term loyalty. Watsky's hook model, supported by parallels in The Power of Habit and B.J. Fogg's behavior model, offers a blueprint for designing products that engage and retain users. To create habit-forming products, focus on embedding the 4 steps of the hook model into every aspect of your design. Start with clear triggers, make actions simple and rewarding, and encourage investment that deepens users' connection to the product. By doing so, you ensure that your product becomes not just a tool, but a meaningful part of your users' daily lives. Lesson 2. Leverage triggers. Triggers are the catalysts that drive user behavior, setting the stage for engagement and habit formation. Nir Eyal emphasizes the importance of understanding and utilizing triggers effectively, dividing them into 2 categories: external and internal. External triggers, such as notifications, advertisements, and calls to action, prompt users to take the initial step toward engagement. Internal triggers, on the other hand, are more powerful, stemming from emotions, routines, or subconscious cues. They are what keep users returning to a product without any external prompting. Successful habit-forming products seamlessly integrate both types of triggers to guide users toward action and deepen their connection with the platform. Pinterest serves as a prime example of leveraging internal triggers to drive engagement. Eyal explains how the platform taps into feelings of curiosity, inspiration, or even boredom, inviting users to explore visually appealing content. When someone feels a spark of curiosity or the need for creative stimulation, they instinctively open Pinterest, knowing it will provide an endless stream of ideas tailored to their interests. This transition from external to internal triggers is key to building a product that becomes part of a user's routine. Over time, the association between a specific emotion and the product strengthens, making the behavior automatic. This principle aligns with Daniel Kahneman's insights in Thinking, Fast and Slow, where he explains how much of human behavior is influenced by fast, subconscious thinking driven by emotional and environmental cues. External triggers act as the initial nudge, appealing to users' fast-thinking system, while internal triggers solidify the habit by embedding the product into their emotional and cognitive patterns. Kahneman's work underscores the importance of understanding the psychological mechanisms behind decision-making when designing effective triggers. External triggers are particularly effective in the early stages of user acquisition and engagement. Notifications, for instance, play a critical role in reminding users to take action, whether it's opening an app, checking an update, or completing a task. Social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook excel in this regard, sending personalized notifications about new comments, likes, or tags to draw users back to their platforms. These triggers must be clear, compelling, and relevant to the user's interests, as overly generic or frequent notifications risk becoming irritating and counterproductive. As users become more familiar with the product, internal triggers take over, creating a self-sustaining cycle of engagement. Internal triggers are deeply tied to emotions and needs, such as the desire for connection, recognition, or relief from boredom. For example, when users feel lonely, they might instinctively open messaging apps or social networks to connect with others. When they feel stressed or overwhelmed, they might turn to meditation apps like Headspace to find calm. Successful products identify these emotional drivers and position themselves as the solution to the user's internal triggers. Designing effective triggers requires a deep understanding of your audience's needs, emotions, and behavior patterns. Eyal emphasizes the importance of aligning your triggers with these cues to ensure they resonate. Take Spotify as an example. The platform sends personalized playlists and recommendations tailored to users' listening habits, tapping into their love of discovery and personalization. This not only encourages users to open the app, but also builds a stronger emotional connection by anticipating their preferences. Triggers must also be directly linked to specific user actions. A notification reminding users of a feature or benefit should make it easy for them to act immediately, whether by clicking, swiping, or completing a task. Amazon's use of one-click purchasing exemplifies this principle, reducing friction between the trigger and the action to ensure a seamless user experience. The more effortless the action, the more likely users are to respond to the trigger. To effectively leverage triggers, you must continuously test and refine your approach. Sly-Watsky warns against relying too heavily on external triggers, as they can lose their impact if overused or poorly targeted. Instead, focus on creating a balance between external and internal triggers, gradually shifting users toward internal cues that sustain long-term engagement. For instance, while fitness apps may start by sending reminders to log workouts, the ultimate goal is to embed the habit so deeply that users feel compelled to exercise without needing a nudge. Ethical considerations are also critical when designing triggers. Eyal emphasizes that triggers should enhance users' lives rather than manipulate them into unnecessary or harmful behaviors. Products like Duolingo, for instance, use triggers to encourage consistent language practice, promoting personal growth and skill development. By aligning triggers with positive outcomes, you build trust and loyalty, ensuring your product contributes genuine value to users' lives. Ultimately, leveraging triggers effectively is about understanding what motivates your audience and creating a seamless path from trigger to action. Whether through external notifications or internal emotional cues, your triggers must be clear, compelling, and aligned with user behavior. Platforms like Pinterest, Instagram, and Spotify demonstrate that when triggers are well designed, they drive engagement, foster loyalty, and make your product an integral part of users' routines. Focus on creating triggers that resonate deeply with your audience, and ensure that every feature supports the journey from external prompt to internal habit. Lesson 3. Simplify actions. The key to driving user engagement is simplicity. Nir Eyal emphasizes that the easier it is for users to act, the more likely they are to follow through. Complexity creates friction, and friction kills engagement. Successful products remove obstacles and streamline the process, ensuring that every step is intuitive and effortless. A prime example of this principle is Uber, which revolutionized the process of booking a ride. By eliminating traditional barriers like calling a dispatcher or fumbling for cash, Uber made ordering a car as simple as tapping a button. This level of simplicity turns potential users into loyal customers by making engagement feel natural and easy. This principle aligns with B.J. Fogg's insights in Tiny Habits, where he explains that simplicity is the most effective way to lower the threshold for action. Fogg's behavior model demonstrates that action occurs when motivation, ability, and a trigger converge. When you simplify the ability component, by removing unnecessary steps or complications, you increase the likelihood that users will take the desired action. Simplicity doesn't just make actions easier, it makes them repeatable, paving the way for long-term engagement. Consider how Uber's design exemplifies simplicity in action. From the moment a user opens the app, the process is intuitive. The app detects the user's location, offers options for nearby cars, and provides upfront pricing. Payment is automatic, eliminating the need for cash or card exchanges. Each element of the process is designed to minimize decision-making and effort. By addressing every possible point of friction, Uber ensures that the act of booking a ride becomes second nature. The result is a seamless experience that keeps users coming back. The importance of simplicity extends to all aspects of product design. Take Amazon's one-click purchasing as another example. By eliminating the need to re-enter payment and shipping information, Amazon drastically reduced the steps required to complete a purchase. This innovation not only increased conversion rates, but also created a smoother, more enjoyable shopping experience. Users appreciate products that respect their time, and simplicity is the ultimate form of respect. To simplify actions, you must evaluate your product for unnecessary complexities and barriers to engagement. Eyal advises adopting a user-centric approach, where every feature is scrutinized through the lens of ease and accessibility. Start by identifying the core action you want users to take. Then, analyze every step leading up to that action. Are there unnecessary clicks, forms, or decisions that could be eliminated? Simplify the process until the desired action feels effortless. Simplicity is also about designing for predictability. Users are more likely to engage when they know what to expect. Platforms like Netflix capitalize on this by making navigation straightforward. From personalized recommendations to auto-playing the next episode, every interaction is optimized to reduce decision fatigue. The less users have to think about what to do next, the more likely they are to stay engaged. However, simplicity doesn't mean sacrificing depth or functionality. It means making complex processes feel intuitive. Apple's iPhone is a masterclass in this balance. While the device offers a wide range of features and capabilities, its user interface is designed to be accessible to everyone, from tech-savvy individuals to first-time smartphone users. Features like swipe gestures, voice commands, and a clean layout ensure that users can accomplish tasks without feeling overwhelmed. Feedback is another critical component of simplifying actions. Users need immediate confirmation that their actions were successful. For example, when a user sends a message on WhatsApp, the app displays check marks to indicate delivery and read status. This real-time feedback reassures users and eliminates uncertainty, reinforcing the behavior. Without clear feedback, even simple actions can feel incomplete or frustrating. Eyal emphasizes that simplicity also requires iteration. User behavior evolves, and products must adapt to stay intuitive. Regularly test your design with real users to identify pain points and areas for improvement. For instance, early versions of Instagram were streamlined through constant feedback and refinement. Features like filters and editing tools were made more accessible, contributing to the platform's widespread appeal. The benefits of simplicity extend beyond user engagement to long-term loyalty. When users associate your product with ease and convenience, they are more likely to return and recommend it to others. Conversely, a product that feels cumbersome or confusing risks alienating users, no matter how innovative its features might be. Simplicity is not just a design choice, it's a competitive advantage. Ultimately, simplifying actions is about respecting your users' time and effort. By removing friction and making engagement intuitive, you create a product that fits seamlessly into their lives. Whether it's Uber's effortless ride booking, Amazon's one-click purchases, or Netflix's intuitive navigation, the most successful products prioritize simplicity at every turn. Evaluate your product for unnecessary barriers. Refine your design through feedback, and ensure that every interaction feels effortless. When simplicity becomes your guiding principle, users will naturally take the next step, turning engagement into habit. Lesson 4. Offer variable rewards. Variable rewards are the secret to creating products that keep users coming back for more. Nir Eyal emphasizes that the unpredictability of rewards generates excitement and anticipation, making your product not just engaging, but addictive. Products like Instagram and Twitter capitalize on this principle by offering variable rewards in the form of likes, retweets, and new followers. These unpredictable reinforcements mimic the psychology behind slot machines, where users are compelled to keep playing, hoping for the next big payout. Variable rewards tap into a deep-seated psychological need for novelty and surprise, turning casual interactions into habitual behaviors. This principle aligns with the groundbreaking research of B.F. Skinner, who demonstrated that intermittent reinforcement is far more effective than consistent rewards in driving behavior. Skinner's experiments with pigeons revealed that rewards delivered on a variable schedule, rather than a fixed one, kept the animals engaged and motivated to repeat the desired behavior. The same dynamic applies to human behavior. The uncertainty of when and what type of reward will appear keeps users curious and engaged. Instagram is a textbook example of variable rewards in action. When users post a photo, they don't know how many likes or comments they'll receive or who will interact with their content. This unpredictability creates a sense of anticipation that keeps users checking their notifications. Each time they open the app, they're rewarded with a different combination of interactions. Some posts perform better than expected, others less so. This variability creates a feedback loop that reinforces the habit of returning to the app. Similarly, Twitter leverages variable rewards through retweets, likes, and new followers. Each time a user tweets, they're unsure of the response they'll receive. Will their post go viral? Will it spark a meaningful conversation? This uncertainty keeps users engaged as they continually seek the thrill of validation or discovery. The same dynamic applies to YouTube, where the variable reward lies in the unpredictability of recommended videos. Users don't know what they'll find next, but the promise of something interesting keeps them scrolling. The power of variable rewards lies in their ability to stimulate the brain's dopamine system, which is activated not by receiving a reward, but by anticipating one. This anticipation creates a craving that drives users to repeat the behavior, hoping for the next reward. However, predictable rewards quickly lose their appeal. If users know exactly what they'll get and when, the sense of excitement fades, and the behavior becomes routine rather than compulsive. To design variable rewards effectively, you must first understand what motivates your users. Eyal categorizes variable rewards into 3 types: rewards of the tribe, rewards of the hunt, and rewards of the self. Rewards of the tribe are social rewards, such as recognition, approval, or a sense of belonging. These are evident in platforms like Facebook, where likes and comments provide social validation. Rewards of the hunt are about acquiring resources or information, as seen in apps like Pinterest or Google, where users search for inspiration or answers. Rewards of the self are intrinsic rewards that come from personal achievement or mastery, such as leveling up in a game or completing a task on a productivity app. A well-designed product often combines these types of rewards to keep users engaged on multiple levels. For instance, LinkedIn provides rewards of the tribe through profile views and connection requests, rewards of the hunt through job postings and industry updates, and rewards of the self through progress indicators like profile strength or skill endorsements. This multifaceted approach ensures that users remain engaged for a variety of reasons, making the product more habit-forming. However, Eyal warns that variable rewards must be used responsibly. While they can drive engagement, they can also lead to compulsive or unhealthy behavior if not aligned with users' best interests. Ethical product design ensures that variable rewards enhance users' lives rather than exploit their vulnerabilities. For example, Duolingo uses variable rewards to encourage language learning, providing users with streaks, badges, and unexpected milestones that motivate continued progress. These rewards are designed to reinforce positive habits rather than create dependency. The key to successful implementation is balancing variability with value. Variable rewards must feel meaningful and relevant to the user's goals. If the rewards are perceived as random or unearned, they risk alienating users rather than engaging them. For instance, A loyalty program that offers surprise discounts or perks works well if the rewards are aligned with the user's preferences and needs. Conversely, a poorly designed system that delivers irrelevant rewards will fail to create lasting engagement. Ultimately, variable rewards are about sustaining user interest and fostering curiosity. By incorporating unpredictability into your product's design, you tap into a powerful psychological mechanism that keeps users engaged and returning for more. Whether it's Instagram's likes, Twitter's retweets, or Netflix's recommendations, the most successful products use variable rewards to create a sense of discovery and excitement. Focus on designing rewards that vary in timing or intensity, ensuring they remain fresh and compelling. When done ethically and thoughtfully, variable rewards transform engagement into habit, turning one-time users into loyal advocates. Lesson 5. Encourage investment. Investment is the engine that transforms casual users into committed ones. Nir Eyal highlights how platforms like LinkedIn leverage user investment to deepen engagement and create a sense of ownership. When users take the time to update their profiles, build networks, or endorse colleagues, they invest effort and data into the platform, making it increasingly difficult to abandon. This principle aligns with the psychological concept of sunk cost, where people are more likely to continue using a product or service because of the resources, time, effort, or money they have already committed. By designing features that encourage investment, you create a cycle of attachment and loyalty that strengthens the habit loop. LinkedIn exemplifies this principle through its emphasis on user-generated content and professional connections. Each action users take, whether it's uploading a profile picture, detailing their work experience, or connecting with peers, adds value to the platform and simultaneously deepens their attachment to it. Over time, users view their LinkedIn profiles as an extension of their professional identity, making it harder to disengage. The platform also prompts ongoing investment through notifications about profile views, connection requests, or skill endorsements, reinforcing the habit of returning to engage further. This approach mirrors the sunk cost effect, which suggests that the more people invest in something, the more they feel compelled to see it through. Investments create a psychological bond between the user and the product, turning it into something personal and indispensable. This phenomenon can be observed in fitness apps like Strava, where users log workouts, track progress, and share achievements. Each data entry represents an investment, making users more likely to continue using the app to maintain their progress and connections with the community. Investment isn't limited to data or effort. It also includes emotional and social commitments. Social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook encourage users to invest emotionally by sharing personal moments, interacting with friends, and curating their digital presence. These investments make it harder for users to switch to other platforms, as they feel a strong sense of ownership over their content and connections. This emotional attachment ensures continued engagement and loyalty. Designing for user investment requires creating features that prompt meaningful contributions. Eyal emphasizes that these contributions should be incremental, allowing users to invest small amounts of effort over time. This gradual buildup reinforces the habit loop without overwhelming users. For example, Duolingo encourages investment by tracking daily streaks and awarding badges for milestones. Each completed lesson represents a small investment, motivating users to continue learning to maintain their streaks and progress. Investment also fosters a sense of progression and achievement, which keeps users engaged. Gaming platforms like Steam leverage this by tracking player achievements and stats, giving users a sense of accomplishment for their efforts. Similarly, productivity tools like Trello and Asana encourage users to invest by creating and managing projects. Each completed task or updated status reinforces a feeling of progress, making the platform an essential part of the user's workflow. To maximize the impact of investment, design features that make users feel their contributions matter. Spotify, for example, allows users to curate playlists and discover new music based on their preferences. Over time, these playlists become personal archives of taste and memory, deepening the user's attachment to the platform. By highlighting users' investments, such as showing how many hours of music they've listened to or their most played songs, Spotify reinforces the value of their participation. Eyal also stresses the importance of linking investments to future rewards. When users perceive that their contributions will pay off, they are more likely to continue engaging. For example, LinkedIn's endorsements and recommendations feature encourages users to support their connections, knowing it will enhance their profiles and increase their visibility to recruiters. This mutual reinforcement ensures that investments benefit both the user and the platform, creating a virtuous cycle of engagement. However, ethical considerations are crucial when designing for investment. Encouraging meaningful, positive contributions is key to building trust and fostering long-term loyalty. Platforms that exploit users' investments without providing genuine value risk losing credibility and engagement. For example, fitness apps that focus solely on selling upgrades without enhancing the user experience may alienate their audience. Thoughtful design ensures that every investment feels rewarding and aligns with the user's goals. Ultimately, investment is about creating a sense of ownership and commitment. When users invest time, effort, or emotion into a product, they integrate it into their daily lives, making it a habit. Whether through LinkedIn's professional networks, Duolingo's learning streaks, or Spotify's curated playlists, successful platforms leverage investment to deepen engagement and build lasting loyalty. Focus on designing features that encourage incremental contributions and highlight the value of users' efforts. When done thoughtfully, investment becomes a powerful driver of engagement, turning your product into an indispensable part of your users' routines. Lesson 6. Build for habit, not addiction. Designing products that form habits is a powerful tool, but Nir Eyal warns that this power must be used responsibly. Ethical design is not about exploiting users' vulnerabilities or fostering unhealthy dependencies. It's about creating habits that genuinely enhance their lives. Products should empower users, helping them achieve their goals, rather than trapping them in endless cycles of meaningless engagement. This distinction between habit and addiction is critical to building trust, fostering long-term loyalty, and aligning with the principles of ethical product design. Eyal highlights positive examples like fitness apps such as Fitbit, which use gamification to encourage healthy behaviors. Fitbit's design taps into the hook model, leveraging triggers, actions, rewards, and investments to motivate users to track their activity, set fitness goals, and celebrate milestones. These habits are not only beneficial but also aligned with the user's long-term well-being. Each step taken, every goal achieved, reinforces a positive cycle of engagement, promoting health and satisfaction. This approach contrasts sharply with products that exploit addictive tendencies without offering meaningful benefits. The philosophy of ethical design aligns closely with the work of Tristan Harris and the Center for Humane Technology. Harris critiques platforms that prioritize time-on-device metrics over user well-being, often manipulating attention through endless scrolls or unpredictable notifications. These practices foster dependency rather than value, leaving users feeling drained rather than fulfilled. Ethical design, by contrast, prioritizes creating tools that help users grow, connect, or achieve their aspirations. As Eyal notes, building habits that enrich lives rather than exploit them ensures the product's integrity and sustainability. The difference between habit and addiction lies in the intent and outcome of the design. Habits are behaviors that align with a user's goals, improving their quality of life, while addictions override personal intentions, trapping users in a cycle of compulsion. Consider the difference between a meditation app like Calm and an endless scrolling platform. Calm encourages users to take a break, reflect, and de-stress, fostering mental health and resilience. On the other hand, platforms that exploit endless content consumption can leave users feeling unproductive or overwhelmed, despite spending hours on them. Designing for habit requires a clear understanding of your users' goals and how your product can help them achieve those goals. For example, Duolingo uses streaks, badges, and progress tracking to motivate users to learn languages. These features reinforce the habit of daily practice while delivering a tangible benefit, language skills, that aligns with users' aspirations. The key is to create engagement loops that are both rewarding and purposeful, ensuring that users feel their time and effort are well spent. Eyal emphasizes the importance of reflecting on the broader impact of your product. Ask yourself, does this product help users become healthier, happier, or more productive? Does it align with their long-term goals, or does it simply consume their time and attention without offering meaningful value? Designing for meaningful engagement means creating products that users can incorporate into their lives without regret. For example, Headspace encourages mindfulness through short, accessible meditation sessions, helping users manage stress and improve focus. These positive habits leave users feeling enriched, not depleted. To build for habit rather than addiction, transparency and user control are essential. Give users the tools to manage their engagement, such as setting time limits or turning off notifications. Platforms like Instagram and YouTube have introduced features that track screen time and encourage mindful usage, signaling a shift toward more ethical design practices. These tools allow users to take control of their behavior, ensuring that their engagement remains intentional and balanced. Feedback is another critical element of ethical habit design. Users should feel rewarded for their efforts and progress in meaningful ways. Fitbit's celebration of milestones or Duolingo's congratulatory messages for streaks completed are examples of how positive reinforcement can motivate users without creating dependency. The rewards should enhance the user's sense of achievement rather than manipulate their emotions or behaviors. Ultimately, building for habit over addiction is about aligning your product's design with the values of trust and respect. Ethical products prioritize long-term user satisfaction over short-term metrics like daily active users or time on device. By focusing on creating habits that improve users' lives, you build a foundation of trust and loyalty that will sustain your product's success. As Eyal notes, the most successful habit-forming products are those that users feel good about integrating into their daily routines. Ethical design is not just a moral imperative, it's also a strategic advantage. Products that enhance lives generate word-of-mouth referrals, stronger brand loyalty, and fewer regulatory risks. Whether you're designing a fitness app, a productivity tool, or a learning platform, your focus should always be on creating meaningful engagement that aligns with your users' goals and well-being. Build habits that empower, not addictions that exploit, and you'll create products that stand the test of time. Lesson 7. Test and iterate. Habit-forming products are not born perfect. They are crafted through constant testing, feedback, and iteration. Nir Eyal underscores the importance of refining the hook model, triggers, actions, rewards, and investments based on user behavior and data. This process ensures that your product evolves to meet users' needs while maintaining relevance and engagement. Testing and iteration are not optional. They are the foundation of successful product development. Companies like Dropbox exemplify this approach, using tools like A/B testing to optimize features, improve user experience, and drive engagement. Dropbox's success stems from its commitment to experimentation. Early in its development, the company tested different onboarding experiences to identify the most effective way to convert new users into loyal customers. By analyzing user behavior and testing variations of its sign-up process, Dropbox discovered that offering additional free storage as a referral incentive significantly increased user acquisition and engagement. This iterative approach allowed the company to refine its strategy and scale rapidly, proving that even small changes can have a profound impact when guided by data. This methodology aligns closely with the principles of Eric Ries in the Lean Startup, where rapid iteration and learning are central to success. Ries advocates for the build, measure, learn feedback loop, a cycle of developing minimum viable products, testing them in the market, and using insights to make improvements. The iterative process minimizes risk and ensures that each change aligns with user needs. By adopting this mindset, you can create products that evolve in step with the market, staying ahead of competitors and maintaining user engagement. Testing and iteration begin with understanding your users. Eyal emphasizes the importance of collecting feedback to identify pain points and opportunities for improvement. This involves more than just monitoring usage metrics. It requires actively engaging with your audience through surveys, interviews, and usability testing. For example, Instagram's early success was fueled by its responsiveness to user feedback. The founders quickly realized that the platform's photo-sharing feature resonated most with users, prompting them to focus on enhancing this core functionality while eliminating less popular features. Once you have insights, A/B testing becomes a powerful tool for refining your product. By comparing two versions of a feature or design element, you can determine which performs better and why. Companies like Netflix use A/B testing extensively, experimenting with everything from thumbnail designs to recommendation algorithms. These small adjustments, guided by data, cumulatively enhance the user experience and increase retention. The key is to test iteratively and learn from each experiment, allowing your product to evolve in a way that aligns with user behavior and preferences. Flexibility is essential in the iteration process. User needs and market conditions change over time, and your product must adapt to remain relevant. Consider how Spotify continuously refines its user interface and algorithms to improve music discovery. The company regularly tests new features, such as personalized playlists and podcast recommendations, ensuring that its platform stays fresh and engaging. This adaptability has allowed Spotify to maintain its position as a leader in the highly competitive streaming industry. Iteration also involves reevaluating the hook model's components. Are your triggers effective in prompting user action? Do your actions feel intuitive and effortless? Are your rewards compelling enough to sustain engagement? Are users investing in ways that deepen their connection to the product? Each element must be tested and refined to ensure it supports the habit-forming process. For instance, Duolingo constantly analyzes data to optimize its notifications and lesson designs, ensuring that users remain motivated to learn and achieve their goals. However, testing and iteration are not just about making incremental improvements. They are also about taking bold risks when necessary. Eyal highlights the importance of being willing to discard features or strategies that no longer work. This requires humility and a commitment to the user's best interests. Twitter, for example, has made significant changes over the years, introducing features like retweets and hashtags while phasing out less effective elements. These decisions, guided by experimentation and user feedback, have kept the platform relevant and engaging. Ethical considerations are paramount during the iteration process. While optimizing for engagement is important, it should never come at the expense of user well-being. Eyal warns against exploiting addictive tendencies, advocating instead for designing products that align with users' goals and values. Testing and iteration should focus on enhancing the user experience and delivering meaningful value. Products like Calm and Headspace demonstrate how iterative design can create positive habits that enrich users' lives without fostering dependency. Ultimately, the process of testing and iteration ensures that your product remains a dynamic and evolving tool for user engagement. By collecting feedback, analyzing data, and experimenting with new ideas, you refine the hook model and adapt to changing user needs. Whether you're running A/B tests, gathering insights from user interactions, or reevaluating core features, the goal is to create a product that continuously improves. Stay flexible, stay curious, and never stop learning. Iteration is not just a step in the process, it is the process. Lesson 8. Target the right users. Habit formation is not universal. Not every user will integrate your product into their daily routine, and that's okay. Nir Eyal emphasizes that successful habit-forming products focus on users whose behaviors naturally align with the product's value. By targeting the right audience, those most likely to benefit from and engage with your offering, you create a strong foundation for sustained growth. Habit formation is not about appealing to everyone. It's about deeply resonating with the right people, ensuring your product becomes indispensable to their lives. Eyal highlights apps like Slack as prime examples of targeting the right users. Slack didn't try to appeal to every company or team when it launched. Instead, it focused on early adopters, organizations already grappling with communication challenges that Slack could solve. By addressing specific pain points, Slack quickly gained traction with teams that valued seamless collaboration and efficiency. These early adopters became evangelists, driving broader adoption and establishing Slack as a dominant force in workplace communication. This principle aligns with Jeffrey Moore's insights in Crossing the Chasm, which underscores the importance of focusing on early adopters when introducing a disruptive product. Early adopters are more open to new solutions and willing to invest time in exploring how your product fits their needs. Once they experience its value, they can help bridge the gap to a larger, more mainstream audience. By prioritizing this initial group, you create a ripple effect that amplifies your product's reach. Identifying the right users requires a deep understanding of your target audience. Eyal advises analyzing user behavior to determine who is already engaging with your product most frequently and effectively. These users often exhibit characteristics that make them predisposed to forming habits around your offering. For instance, fitness apps like Strava initially targeted serious athletes and cycling enthusiasts, people already committed to tracking their performance and sharing their achievements. By catering to this niche audience, Strava built a loyal community that expanded organically as others sought to join. Tailoring your product to meet the needs of these highly engaged users is crucial. Eyal explains that features should align with the specific pain points and goals of your target audience. Consider how Peloton focused on fitness enthusiasts who valued the convenience of high-quality workouts at home. By offering live classes, leaderboards, and community engagement, Peloton created a habit-forming ecosystem that resonated deeply with its core users. The result was a product that became a daily ritual for many, driving both loyalty and growth. Understanding your users also means recognizing who isn't your target audience. Eyal cautions against trying to appeal to everyone, as this dilutes your product's focus and effectiveness. For example, LinkedIn's success stems from its clear positioning as a professional networking platform. By targeting professionals seeking career opportunities and industry connections, LinkedIn avoided the trap of competing directly with broader social media platforms like Facebook. This strategic clarity allowed LinkedIn to build habits with the right users while maintaining its unique value proposition. Data plays a critical role in identifying and targeting the right users. Analyzing metrics such as user retention, frequency of use, and engagement patterns can help you pinpoint the audience segments most likely to form habits around your product. Spotify, for instance, uses data to identify heavy listeners and tailors its recommendations and features to keep these users engaged. By focusing on the most loyal users, Spotify ensures that its core audience remains satisfied while gradually attracting new users. The process of targeting the right users also involves refining your messaging and onboarding experience. Eyal emphasizes that the first interaction users have with your product is critical to forming habits. Slack's onboarding process, for instance, is designed to immediately showcase its value by helping teams set up channels and start collaborating. This initial experience ensures that early adopters quickly see how the product solves their problems, increasing the likelihood of continued use. Ethical considerations are paramount when targeting users. Eyal stresses the importance of designing products that genuinely improve users' lives rather than exploiting their vulnerabilities. By focusing on delivering meaningful value to the right audience, you build trust and long-term loyalty. Products like Duolingo, which help users learn new languages, demonstrate how targeting the right users with positive outcomes creates a sustainable habit loop that benefits both the company and its customers. Ultimately, Targeting the right users is about creating a strong foundation for habit formation and growth. By identifying the audience that aligns most closely with your product's value, tailoring features to their needs, and ensuring an exceptional onboarding experience, you maximize the likelihood of engagement and retention. Products like Slack, LinkedIn, and Strava illustrate how focusing on early adopters and core users leads to broader success over time. Build habits with the right users, and you'll create a product that thrives through loyalty, advocacy, and long-term impact. Lesson 9. Focus on emotional triggers. Emotions are at the core of human behavior, and they play a critical role in forming habits. Nir Eyal emphasizes that successful habit-forming products tap into users' emotional triggers, creating deep, personal connections that drive engagement. Whether it's loneliness, fear of missing out, or a desire for recognition, emotions serve as powerful motivators that guide decision-making and actions. Products that resonate emotionally don't just meet functional needs, they become indispensable parts of users' lives. Eyal uses Facebook as a prime example of leveraging emotional triggers effectively. The platform thrives on addressing feelings of loneliness and fear of missing out, offering a space where users can connect, share, and stay informed. Notifications, likes, and updates serve as constant reminders that there's something to check, comment on, or respond to, fulfilling emotional needs for connection and validation. This emotional engagement keeps users coming back, reinforcing habits that integrate Facebook into their daily routines. The science behind emotional triggers is supported by Antonio Damasio's groundbreaking work in Descartes' error, which demonstrates that emotions are integral to decision-making. Damasio found that individuals who lack emotional responses due to brain injuries struggle to make even simple decisions. This insight underscores the importance of designing products that evoke emotions, as these feelings shape how users interact with and prioritize your offering. If a product fails to resonate emotionally, it risks being overlooked, no matter how functional or innovative it may be. Understanding your audience's emotional landscape is the first step in designing features that connect on a deeper level. Consider Instagram's appeal to users' desire for self-expression and recognition. By providing a platform for sharing curated moments and receiving likes and comments, Instagram taps into emotions like pride, belonging, and even envy. These emotional triggers drive users to invest time and effort into creating and sharing content, reinforcing the habit of engagement. The role of emotional triggers extends beyond social media. For example, fitness apps like MyFitnessPal leverage users' aspirations for better health and their fears of losing progress. Notifications to log meals or celebrate milestones evoke emotions that motivate users to stay consistent. Similarly, Duolingo uses gamification and streak reminders to tap into users' fear of breaking a streak, fostering accountability and a sense of achievement. By aligning features with users' emotional motivations, these products create habits that endure. To design for emotional triggers, you must identify the specific emotions that resonate with your target audience. Eyal advises studying user behavior and feedback to uncover the desires, fears, or aspirations that drive engagement. For instance, LinkedIn appeals to users' professional ambitions and the fear of missing networking opportunities. Features like profile views, endorsements, and job updates reinforce these emotions, encouraging users to stay active and engaged. Timing is also critical in leveraging emotional triggers. Products that respond to users' emotions in the moment create stronger connections. For example, Spotify's personalized playlists, such as Your Daily Mix or Discover Weekly, tap into users' moods and preferences, offering an emotionally resonant experience at just the right time. By delivering value that aligns with users' emotional states, Spotify ensures that its platform becomes a trusted companion. However, Eyal warns against exploiting emotional triggers unethically. While tapping into emotions can drive engagement, doing so at the expense of users' well-being damages trust and long-term loyalty. Ethical product design focuses on creating value and fostering positive emotional experiences rather than exploiting vulnerabilities. For instance, Calm and Headspace leverage emotional triggers like stress and anxiety to promote mindfulness and relaxation, aligning their products with users' well-being. Feedback loops also play a role in reinforcing emotional connections. Products that validate users' actions and progress evoke feelings of accomplishment and satisfaction. Consider how Peloton celebrates completed workouts with metrics, leaderboards, and shout-outs from instructors. These features tap into users' need for recognition and community, creating a habit loop fueled by positive emotions. Ultimately, focusing on emotional triggers is about making your product personally relevant and deeply engaging. Products like Facebook, Instagram, and Duolingo succeed because they address emotional needs that users care about, from connection to self-improvement. By understanding and designing for these emotions, you create experiences that resonate on a profound level, turning casual users into loyal advocates. Study your audience, align your features with their emotional landscape, and ensure your product delivers value that feels both meaningful and rewarding. Lesson 10. Design for behavior change. The true power of habit-forming products lies in their ability to drive meaningful behavior change. Nir Eyal emphasizes that your ultimate goal should not merely be user engagement, but empowerment, helping users achieve their goals in a way that integrates seamlessly into their lives. Products that succeed in this mission don't just serve a function, they become tools for personal growth, learning, or improvement. To design for behavior change is to focus on creating value that aligns with your users' aspirations, making their lives easier, better, or more enjoyable. Eyal highlights educational apps like Duolingo as exemplary in this regard. By gamifying the process of language learning, Duolingo turns what might feel like a chore into a fun, engaging habit. The app uses streaks, badges, and bite-sized lessons to keep users motivated and committed. Each interaction reinforces a positive cycle of behavior change, helping users build a valuable skill in an accessible and rewarding way. This approach demonstrates how thoughtful design can transform a user's intention into sustained action. The principles of James Clear's Atomic Habits provide further insight into the mechanics of behavior change. Clear argues that small, consistent changes are the building blocks of meaningful transformation. This idea aligns perfectly with the design of habit-forming products. By breaking down complex goals into manageable steps, these products guide users toward progress without overwhelming them. Consider fitness apps like MyFitnessPal, which help users track meals, monitor exercise, and celebrate milestones. The app encourages incremental progress, turning a daunting goal like weight loss into a series of achievable daily actions. To design for behavior change, you must first understand your users' goals and pain points. What do they hope to achieve? And what obstacles stand in their way? Eyal stresses the importance of empathizing with your audience and designing features that align with their intrinsic motivations. For example, Calm and Headspace address stress and anxiety by offering guided meditation sessions that are easy to access and integrate into daily routines. These apps empower users to build habits that promote mental well-being, creating lasting value through thoughtful design. Behavior change requires a seamless blend of triggers, actions, rewards, and investment. The components of Eyal's hook model. Each step must feel intuitive and rewarding, encouraging users to return and continue engaging. For instance, Spotify's personalized playlists, such as Discover Weekly, act as triggers that entice users to explore new music. The action, listening to a playlist, is effortless, while the reward is the joy of discovering songs tailored to their tastes. Over time, users invest in curating playlists and saving favorites, reinforcing the habit of using Spotify as their go-to music platform. Gamification is a powerful tool in designing for behavior change, but it must be used responsibly. Rewards like badges, streaks, or progress trackers are effective because they tap into users' desire for achievement and recognition. However, these elements should complement, not overshadow, the core value of the product. Ethical design ensures that gamification enhances the user experience and supports their goals rather than fostering unhealthy dependencies. Duolingo, for example, uses gamification to motivate learning but never loses sight of its mission to teach languages effectively. Feedback and reinforcement are critical components of successful behavior change. Users need to feel that their efforts are making a difference, and your product should provide clear, immediate feedback to validate their progress. Consider how fitness trackers like Fitbit celebrate milestones with notifications and visual summaries of activity. These features reinforce positive behaviors, making users feel accomplished and motivated to continue. Reinforcement strengthens the habit loop, ensuring that behavior change becomes a natural part of the user's routine. Eyal also stresses the importance of designing with purpose. The habits your product creates should align with users' best interests, promoting their well-being and helping them achieve meaningful goals. Products like Habitica, a gamified task manager, encourage users to build productive habits by treating real-life tasks as quests. This alignment between design and purpose ensures that the habits formed are both beneficial and sustainable, creating a win-win for users and creators alike. Ethical considerations must guide every step of the design process. While it's tempting to focus solely on metrics like engagement or retention, these numbers are meaningless if your product doesn't genuinely improve users' lives. Eyal warns against exploiting users' vulnerabilities or fostering unhealthy behaviors. Instead, focus on creating value that users will appreciate and advocate for. Apps like Calm and Headspace succeed not because they trap users in a loop of engagement, but because they deliver tangible benefits that users cherish. Ultimately, designing for behavior change is about aligning your product's features with users' aspirations and motivations. By understanding their needs, simplifying their journey, and reinforcing their progress, you create a product that becomes a trusted companion in their daily lives. Whether it's learning a new language, managing stress, or discovering new music, habit-forming products should empower users to achieve their goals. Design with integrity, purpose, and empathy, and you'll create a product that not only engages but transforms. Conclusion: Hooked provides a powerful framework for understanding and creating habit-forming products. Eyal's hook model, trigger action, reward, and investment, demonstrates that engagement is not accidental but engineered. By leveraging triggers, simplifying actions, offering variable rewards, and encouraging investment, you can design products that become indispensable. However, Eyal also challenges you to think ethically, building habits that benefit users rather than exploit them. For deeper insights, explore Atomic Habits by James Clear and The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, both of which complement Eyal's teachings on behavior and habit formation. Remember, designing for engagement is not just about building products, it's about building value. Harness the power of habits, and you will create something that truly lasts. The end.